To engineer an input-required calculator in C, you must implement appropriate data types, formulate scanf function calls, and as a bonus, embed code within a printf function call to perform arithmetic within itself. Begin by creating a new file. Name the file basiccalculator2.c. Copy the contents of basiccalculator.c onto basiccalculator2.c by using keyboard shortcuts Ctrl+C to copy and Ctrl+V to paste. Modify int x to a value of 5.05 and int y to 8.08. Build and compile basiccalculator2.c. Note that the sum of 5 and 8 is 13. Erroneously, C disposed of the decimal place values for int x and int y. Let's correct this by modifying lines 5 through 7 with double data types instead of int. In line 9, change all %d double placeholders to long float %lf placeholders. Build and compile basiccalculator2.c. A print to screen message indicating the sum of 5.05 with 4 zeros and 8.08 with 4 zeros is 13.13 with 4 zeros will appear, meaning decimal place values were preserved and factored into the operation declared within the printf function call. Modify double x and y by deleting their values to preserve only the data type double, variable, x and y, and the semicolon. Adjust the statement in the printf function call on line 9 to read enter the first number. Follow this by adding on line 10 a scanf function call, scanf %lf, comma, ampersand, x. Scanf allows the integration of user input to perform arithmetic. On line 12, add a printf function call to print to screen the following argument. Value of x is %lf, quotation mark, comma x, close parentheses, semicolon. To avoid any error messages during building or compiling, comment out using 2 / lines 6 through 7. Build and compile basiccalculator2.c. The terminal will prompt for user input. Enter a number with 2 decimal place values, then press the enter key. The terminal will output the value of x is, followed by the number entered in the first prompt. Notice how the value entered is not truncated when returned to the user. Delete line 7. Delete the / on lines 5 through 6. On line 11, add a printf function call that asks the user to enter the second number. Add a scanf function call on line 12 accepting a long float value, %lf, and storing it in the address of ampersand, variable y. Finally, on line 14, modify the printf function call to include the sum of the two given numbers is %lf, quotation mark, comma, x plus y. The lines of code entered will use the double containers assigned to variables x and y to store the user input gathered through the scanf function calls and add both values through the printf statement on line 14 to print to screen the sum of x and y. Build and compile basiccalculator2.c, and the terminal will request user input for x and y. Enter values that use up to 2 decimal place values. Successfully executing basiccalculator2.c will result in a simple calculator that performs addition with numbers including decimal values. Lesson 3 challenged you to modify the basic calculator developed in the previous module to accept user input. In the next module, you will be implementing the use of switch statements that allow users to choose the arithmetic operator.